I'm also a big Castlevania nerd because it's been. I did watch this like earlier in the week. I watched this, I think, the day it came out, maybe, or the day after. Yeah, I think it was the day after. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know this is out. Yeah, let's see here. Okay, yeah.
What do you?
So, what's up?
First of all, what did you think of the first season of Nocturne?
It wasn't my favorite, but that's okay. The reason why, one of my things kind of with this series as a whole, this series, not the original Castlevania, that Nocturne is, if you know about Castlevania, and it's not like, okay, I should back up. Most video games was just, hey, you got to kill Dracula. He's in this castle. Fucking do it. You're a vampire. You have a whip. Go. You get 30,000 points if you don't die. Also, here's a chicken in a wall. Eat that shit. It's good. You get health. So you have to draw blood from a stone with some shit, right? But if you know the name Koji Igarashi, he's the guy that took over the series in like the mid 90s as the lead producer. And then he started fleshing out the lore, and he started writing, like, that's where you started to get timelines, and it has changed and changed a few times, but he created Richter Belmont, basically, if I'm correct. They kind of portray Richter as, Belmonts are not pussies, and he's kind of just not like, I shouldn't say he's a pussy, but he doesn't have the confidence of a Belmont, but he's still really good with a whip and shit, but knowing his backstory and stuff like that, like, I kind of get it, but at the same time, my biggest flaw with this series is that I don't care about Richter as much as I care about other characters, especially when, like, you have Alucard and, like, Olrox, this beautiful black vampire that's like, he's like a bad guy, but he's like a good guy. And they've made certain characters more interesting that were just villains that you just stabbed 100 times. Olrox is the guy in Symphony of the Night where he has purple on and stuff, and he warps, and then when you hit him enough times, he turns into a big green fucking lurch thing that shoots fire everywhere. Like, the first time those people fight him, they get killed 100. Yeah. Well, but dude, I like Olrox. I like his character a lot. I think he's cool.
Yeah, I do too.
But my point is I should care more about Richter than anyone else, and I don't care about him as much. Because then you get Juste Belmont. He is from Harmony of Dissonance. That's the game he's from. And I don't know, I can't remember the lore of that game that well, but that was like the first really good, let's see, Game Boy Advance. That was Game Boy Advance. It was the second Game Boy Advance game, and it was a Metroidvania game, but it was like fucking awesome. And so it was cool to see him in that, and he finally puts the red on. He puts his red waistcoat on, because that's what he wears in the game. So he was more recognizable and shit. He's a Belmont, because he's literally just like Trevor, And then even Alucard, like, you'll hear him make, it's like, all you Belmonts are fucking arrogant asshole, or what, you know what I mean? But he doesn't say that. He doesn't say that to Richter. He says that to Juste, if I remember right. And then so Maria, they give her a little bit more. I need to go. See, this is what I hate. Is, goddamn, there's so much shit. You watch so much stuff, and then you forget things that happened in the first season. And there wasn't a recap for this, because I wanted to watch a recap.
I was irritated with that, because how long has it been since the first season? Like a year and a half at least.
It's been like 2 years, I think. Yeah, it's been a while, because I didn't even know it got picked up for a season 2. But then certain things I could remember. I remembered Drolta getting killed, because Alucard comes at the last minute in season 1. I do remember that, and that was the shit. Like, I don't know, Maria. In the game, she's almost a comic relief character. She's almost also a difficulty change, because those games are fucking hard. Because her first game was Dracula Rondo of Blood, it's called something crazy in Japanese. I don't speak Japanese unless it's their names at the end of credits. We all know that, but she's so cutesy. When you play the game with her, all her cutscenes are drawn with like chibi anime, but she does have those summons. Like her main attack is she summons a bird out of her hand and it like flies out and does damage, and then she has a dragon and everything. But they made her like summon evil shit. They made her have like a dark. They had to give her darkness there for a little bit, and I just kind of didn't feel like that was needed. I'm not saying we had to keep her a joke character, but her mom being a vampire and all that shit, I kind of already thought was interesting. I don't know. You don't have to make every single person have a shitty life when shit was already shitty for them, I guess is what I'm saying. Like putting a hat of hate on top of another. Does that make sense? Because her mom already got turned into a vampire. She kills her dad. I mean, because her dad's a fucking piece of shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why the fuck did you have to do? This could have been the one character you didn't have to like do that with. I don't know, because in like the original series, like with Sypha, they kept Sypha. They didn't make her fucking evil in any way just because, like, and she was almost the comic relief for that show. She might have been my favorite character in that show. That's why I'm so obsessed with knowing if that's who voiced what's her name in goddamn Creature Commandos. It wasn't, but it's just that pluckiness. I love that. But I do like Maria's character, and I like that they basically kept it close to the series. All the main characters, so like Olrox is not okay. I hate because I get ahead of myself because I have to explain things to kind of explain other things. But most of the events of this story take place during what would be going on in the game Rondo of Blood, which I also forgot to explain. Rondo of Blood is the only game in the series that did not release. It's not the only one. It's the only one most people cared about that never released in North America until it literally released on a PSP compilation disc. That was and that was in 2006. That was the first time you could buy that game in the United States legally. I owned it. I have it. I literally have it somewhere. I think you knew that, but so but it's a fucking hard game. So in the game, that most of the events that like is going on in the show, that's kind of taking place from this time period. It's like it should be like 1792 or some shit. I can't remember. You know how at the beginning of Symphony of the Night you play as Richter and you go and you fight Dracula at the top of the tower? That's the end of Dracula Rondo of Blood, basically. That's like literally the end. That's what happens. You go. There's no confrontation, but you go up there and you fight Dracula and that's it. But you can rescue people in that game. And the people you rescue in that game, Maria's one of them, and you get to use her as a character. But then Annette's one of them you rescue. They changed her race in this game and made her more interesting because she has those power. Yeah, the Earth God power. So she was just a damsel in distress in the game. She was just some white bitch with no power or anything. And I think... Excuse me, Maria's one of them too. What is Maria's mom's name? Tara Renard. Okay, they took a liberty there because Tara is just another person that you rescue in the game. She's not anyone's mother or anything. She's not Maria's mother, but that's another liberty they took. But I think that's it as far as those are the characters that you rescue, but they're all represented in this. So that's kind of cool. Olrox is not in this game. But Symphony of the Night takes place like 5 years later after this, so I can see why they involved him. Because this might be leading literally to Symphony of the Night, maybe. But that's another thing that's weird too, because they killed Dracula, but in the game lore, he resurrects like every 100 years. So is he going to resurrect and then we're going to get Symphony of the Night? I hope so. I don't know. I went on a little big thing there, but... And then Elizabeth Bathory, she's in Bloodline. I mean, she's a real they call her Elizabeth Bartley in that game, but that's who it is. A little bit of English there. But she's not like the whole vampire messiah kind of shit going on with her. None of that's like represented in, she's just a crazy bitch that wants to bring Dracula back. Everything in Castlevania games is all about Dracula. There's no Dracula here, so they have to keep making new bad guys. So that's why you have Ursabeth Battery and what's his name? Olrox was kind of part of it in the first one. But this season's definitely stronger, but it's carried by the supporting cast. I mean, Alucard, is awesome as fuck, but of course he's going to be awesome. And then I do like Maria. I don't really care about the bad guys that much. If they're just kind of one-dimensional, evil, I don't know. Not that I'm saying I have to have emotional connections, because I get it, but I don't know. I didn't care nearly about this as much as I did Creature Commandos. Because right now just they had to do because but honestly, if you go back and look at some of the story they fleshed that story more out in well, I kind of answered my own fucking thing there. It's Dracula's not involved. There's no Dracula. So you have to fucking involve these other stupid people that I don't care about. It's about it's good versus evil, yes, but they had it right in the first one. They were trying to bring Dracula back. After they killed him, they were trying to bring him back in season 2 or whatever. I think they were doing it to steal his power, of course. Yeah, because it was that one bitch that I hated because she was in 3 fucking seasons. Oh, what's her name? She bleeds from her eye. Not Drusilla. What's her fucking name? Carmilla. That's her name. I know her name. Because she's based off the boss from part 2. I don't know. Well, we're not reviewing that, but I didn't like it. I don't know. There was a lot about that series I didn't care too much for, also. But I don't like seeing a character get the shit knocked out of them for 4 fucking seasons. Like that one, they introduced the Devil Forge Masters, the black one and the one with the gold, and then these vampire bitches basically kidnap him and just fuck with it. And then, but it's not just for 1 season. It's I have to see this shit. It'd be like if I had to watch 2 seasons of Rambo in the Vietnam POW. I don't want to see that. It's just, I get it. You have to beat this guy down to make him something later, but I do it sooner, I guess. That would be my problem. So, yeah. And I don't know. But, but that was something I did like. They have the Devil Forge Master powers in this game too. Or not this game, this movie, this film, or this series. The priest, Maria's dad, is the Forge Master, but some of the when he creates all his creations, the one that sings and stuff, he used to be the singer and his hands are over his face. I like that guy. I think that's cool. And he takes the French Revolutionary general chick and turns her into something. So you kind of, and then they have to fight each other because that one with the 8 hands, he's no, I like being evil. Fuck you. You're singing stupid. they fight or whatever. But that's something I also do kind of like. I like the fight scenes in this because I like how they're drawn kind of roughly, but they're not drawn cheaply. Do you understand what I mean by that? If you know,
it doesn't have it doesn't have a high frame rate, but. Yeah, it looks very actiony.
It's super kinetic.
Yeah,
it gives it more deeds because when you see old animes, they would have for all the movement, you would tell they were just doing that shit as quick as they could just so they could go home. You know what I mean? But with this, it's almost it's literally every frame of painting because they weren't. A lot of times they move that shit with that high frame rate real fast like that because they're trying to disguise mistakes. But you could literally pause certain frames of that, and I think it would still look good. Because you're gonna have bending frame or bending motion and shit, but that's how you have to portray motion in animation. So I liked how that was. Every fight scene was pretty good, and as hyper as they were, I could still follow them well. Because that's something I hate about action movies and shit now. The fucking 90 jump cuts to jump over a fence and shit. It's I want to see, You can hold on a guy getting punched for 4 seconds. It's fine. Let me see it. Like, it's almost like every movie's like WWE now. But anyways, that's the thing. Like, the more I think about this while I'm talking to you about it, because I haven't had anybody to talk to you about it, it was better than season 1 in ways, but almost, I don't know. I almost would consider both seasons of this like solid 2.5, maybe 3 out of 5 stars. Because they get some things right, but again, when you don't have Dracula there, it's like you have to invoke these people that were never important before. They were never meant to be important, and then I have to care about your lesbian love tryst. You want to bring your lover back and all that. Yeah, that's fine. Like, there's no bags on that, whatever. I just mean, I did like Annette. I liked her whole thing where she had to like go to the spirit world and basically, hey, look, Sekhmet, they're trying to like fuck with you. they're trying to abuse your power. I like how they had to do that. I thought that was cool. I liked Annette's character. I liked Richter in this season more than I liked in the other one. But again, like, I'm glad that all the bad guys are dead now, I guess. Right? Are they all dead?
Okay.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
No, because is Bathory dead? Did she die?
Which one's Bathory?
She was the one that was supposed to be the Messiah. Oh no, yeah, she did. Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. Ursabeth dies.
Oh, Ursabeth.
Yeah, she dies.
Ursabeth, yeah, she dies. She like Doltra killed her and took over her power or whatever.
That's right. Now and then so basically, really, you only have Olrox if he's going to be. I mean, I get, because he's like, I will kill you, you know. He saved his life, but he's like, I'm still going to kill you because he has to. I get it. He killed his fucking mom, you know, like sucked her dry right in front of him. I don't know. I think if we see another season of this, I want to see Dracula.
Okay. And yeah, we'll get into that, what you think will happen next. I liked it. I liked the season. First season, I was a little disappointed because I really liked that Drolta character. Because she's just like a sassy bitch. She's got a cool look to her. Like, she's got the.
I do like her, yeah.
Yeah, and
she's got like the hooker fucking hooves.
Yeah, well, that's like
something. Let me mention that real quick. When she gets reborn in the machine, she basically becomes the succubus boss from Symphony of the Night. Because like she has the spikes on her wings that come out like that.
Yeah.
I'll try to pull up a sprite of her to show you. But no, go ahead with what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was like, in the first season, I was disappointed that she was killed off. I mean, it's cool Alucard showed up, and I'm like, well, we got this fucking boring Ursbeth character now as a villain. I'm like, how's this going to work? But they brought her back. They resurrected her, like, through that machine. And she's, like, part demon and super powered. And basically, they make her the main villain because they go into her backstory, which I really liked. And, yeah, I really loved her as a villain. Like, I do like Drolta more than I liked Ursabeth. That is just so much evil, sassy women bitches. I get kind of tired of it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to be like sexist. It's not about that.
Yeah, I liked Carmella in like the original series too. So I just like sassy vampire bitches, I guess. I don't know, but
get it. But I get tired of. Like where every episode is Empire Strikes Back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that.
Every episode of a series is Empire. It's like the first episode's good. Tragedy. Oh, nope. We're going to do... Nope, let's kill it. Tragedy. Oh, and also let's rape this guy. And then, tragedy. And, he's going to... Nope, tragedy. I get tired of that. Because I know, again, I always make fun of myself as being like a cynical guy. I don't want to be a cynical guy. It's the shit that I have to fucking see and watch that these fuckers are feeding me. I know I don't have to watch it, but I want to. And then a lot of shit just, I watched Breaking Bad, one season of that, so now I'm going to write everything where everything's fucked. I just get tired of, I want to see heroes again and shit. Sometimes I don't need everything to be gray. So it's that, because that's the thing. Sometimes and that's what Castlevania is good and fucking evil. It's I don't need to see, so that's what I mean. I do like Carmella as a character, and I do like Drolta. I'm just lumping those two bitches in together because you always see them all together. Because it's their story is together basically. I do like Drolta more, but like with Carmella, it was that kind of the same thing. I'm just tired of seeing this bitch win. Yes, I understand that's the point of good writing. You're supposed to hate that bitch, but it's like, no, I hate this bitch just for the sake of hating her now, and I don't like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think
with Jolta, I liked her origin, like becoming the vampire and then wanting to resurrect. It was a neat story. Yeah, and like the Maria, like I'm not as familiar with Castlevania, but I thought her stuff was okay with, like with the other dimension, and because she was pissed off, everything's dark, but then she had to overcome it with what's his name, Juiced Belmont. And
Juiced.
And Annette, I really like Annette even in the first season, and I love how they bring like these other, like the Papa, is that his name? He's kind of like Caribbean, like kind of god or whatever. Just all that shit. And I really like Orlox. I liked his whole. He's just like the slimy guy in the background, trying to see like who's winning, and I really like the actor who plays him, that Zahn McClarnon. He's like the Native American actor who was in like Fargo and stuff, and just his relationship with who's the dude that he was like crushing on.
Mizrak, that's his name, Mizrak.
Okay. Yeah, I like that whole storyline, and I don't know. I'm looking forward to a season 3, especially like the shit they're leading up to. Like, like you said, Orlox, he like turned the guy he loves. Tara, what's going on with her? And who is that coyote guy? The fucking black ghost that keeps showing up.
I think that's Death.
Okay.
I think. I don't know, because they killed Death.
Creepy smile.
I thought that. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Do they kill Death in... Yeah, they killed Death in the last season of the original Castlevania, right? I'm fucking Death! Like it says that. Yeah.
I'm going to eat your soul, shit it out, and use it to smother your fucking girlfriend to death.
Yeah, well, it had to be. Yeah, it was. That was the shit. Yeah, your cat was just down there.
Yeah, she's like scratching at something. But yeah, and I don't know. I thought it was okay. I had a good time with it. I really love the animation of it. Like, it's so different from the original Castlevania, and it's very anime. And I'm not like a big anime person, honestly, but after an episode, I get kind of used to it, and then they just go heavy. Those last 2 episodes, they just go heavy with the fucking action, and it was fucking. It was awesome and ridiculous at the same time.
The animation in this one is way better than the original series. It's way more detailed. They had a bigger budget, I think, to work with on this one, because it definitely shows. Like, you look at how Alucard looks in this compared to how he looks in the other one. There's so much more detail in like his hair. They always add the kind of glitter and shit, his eyes, and I'm kind of dogging on it more because I just kind of know how some of this lore is, and I'm all for it. You're gonna have to take liberties with some of this shit to make some of these characters interesting, but at the same time, or you don't have to put those characters. You didn't have to have these bimbos that you just had to save to get the good ending in the game. You didn't have to actually make them something. I mean, it's cool that they did. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper of the lore. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. I guess it didn't pique my interest as much as I wanted it to. I need to probably watch it again. And I did watch it, like, well, I might have been farming a little bit on fucking Diablo or something. But, like, I mean, I always will, if, like, I feel like I missed something, I'll go back and rewind it and stuff. But I thought, I tried to do that when I was watching Creature Commandos. Like, oh, I'll do some Nightmare Dungeons. I was like, nah, I just sat in town the whole time with my controller on. It's still on. My controller's still on. You see the green light. It's been on since fucking 2:00 when I started watching Creature Commandos. So it's like, that's kind of, you know what I mean? Like in Castlevania, like that. Oh, Luke loves Castlevania. I'll let you take over on it. It's like, it just really didn't grip me as much as I wanted to. Now, parts of it did, but the sum of its parts didn't, I guess. So I would give it like a 2. I'd give this one a 3 over the original. So the original, or season 1, I should say, that's probably a 2. But again, Annette is probably my standout character. I like Alucard. I didn't really care about Richter. I like Olrox, but we really didn't get a lot of Olrox. Dude, I love how he looks. That motherfucker's design. It's almost like they drew him better than everyone else. Like they made that motherfucker pretty. You know what I mean? Like I like his eyes, green eyes. Is like gold. And it, I love when he turns into what are those called? Quetzalcoatl's or what are those? Where the winged snake? He turns into that. I fucking love that. How he does that because he did that in the first season. But I didn't. Let's see. Maria, I want to give Maria's. I hated that they gave her a dark angle and she killed her fucking dad. I get it, but it's like I wish it's okay to keep one character fucking innocent. You know what I mean? I guess that would be Annette here, but it should have been Maria. She's fucking tiny baby. She's tiny, you know. But I guess now she's got her edginess to her now, so I guess maybe she'll be like vampire of another vampire killer now or something or whatever. Like what's her name becoming a witcher? I guess I don't know. Maybe that's what her baptism was, is you've got to kill your dad. No, solid 2 for me.
This season is solid
3
stars?
Star. I said 3. I'm dumber.
Oh, 3 stars.
Okay.
Okay. I'll go 3.5. I probably liked it a little bit more than you. I'm not as familiar either, but I was just I'm more interested in your perspective because you're more familiar with these characters and the lore and stuff. And I like if there's characters on there, I'll Google what they look like in the game, and they look nothing like the game. I think it's kind of funny.
Well,
but
what I mean is they literally have to take so many liberties, which I understand. And I try to put that like that's once again, I'm not trying to be a cynic. I always try to look everything. I don't try to look like this where you can't see shit. I try to look way out here and use your peripherals. So give things benefit of the doubt. So you're taking characters. Who's Olrox? He's a purple fucking. Literally, I can pull his sprite up on Spriter's resource. His first sprite, he's a purple ugly dude. He has no animation to him. He warps and then like knives appear around him. He's a fucking action figure that don't move. And then they make him.
They make him one of the most interesting characters in the show.
Oh yeah, exactly. So, but I don't think that worked with every character. Because Elizabeth was from a different shit. Well, she's based on a real person, but she's also in the game. She's represented in the Castlevania games, but she's in Bloodlines. The Drolta, who the fuck even is? I need to look that up. Who Drolta is in the Castlevania games? Because I thought Drolta was like a fucking river or something in this game. What the hell?
Like a witch.
Well, I want to see. It says she's in Bloodlines? She's butt fucking ugly, that's for sure. So they took elements from Bloodlines and put it in this, you know. They took stuff from Bloodlines and put it in. Like Bloodlines happens in 1917 in the games. But this is during the French Revolution, which was in 17 I think Symphony of the Night takes place in 1792. Fuck, dude, I don't know. It gets confusing, but and again, what my point is like I get it. They have to take liberties. But also don't feel like you have to take bullshit characters and apply something to them just to get people to get member berries over them. Because obviously, I don't care. Like, make new characters. You know, or whatever. Like, one thing I thought was interesting about the original series, because it's based on Castlevania 3, and it fucking followed the lore very well. The liberties they did take, I thought, were a lot better. They didn't have Grant in it. Grant was the pirate. Because if there's 4 playable characters in Castlevania 3, you got Trevor, you got Sypha, you have Alucard, and then you have Grant. Grant can stick to walls. He's a pirate. He's hunched over. And he's not in the original at all. And that's fine, because it's like he would have been probably the least interesting, because he would have been like a smart-assy motherfucker. We already had that with Trevor. So, like, but here, it seems like they tried to keep as many characters as they could. Fuck, they pulled them from other games and then added just kind of wonky bullshit that, to me, I don't know. Again, that's just probably me being a fucking asshole about it. That's where me and you can be cool about it, because like you get to see this with no perspective of how that lore is. So it is gonna be better to you, and I wish I could see it that way. I'm not. Again, most people would be, no, this shit sucks. It ain't nothing like it. No, there are redeeming qualities to it. I just I would have wrote certain things differently. I wouldn't have had Elizabeth Battery at all. Just keep it Drolta, because she was the interesting one. Just keep her like the main villain, and then having Olrox just back there in the shadows or whatever. And then, Annette goes on her journey and the same stuff. But it's like, again, still notice how little we're talking about Richter, and he's the fucking star. He's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
I could ramble on about it, but
after all that, what do you think, or what do you want to see in like a season 3? Do you think that's going to lead into Symphony of the Night? Because obviously they're leading into something.
They could do it, because Symphony of the Night, if you remember, Dracula. Okay, so Shaft resurrects Dracula. I think
Shaft,
not like Black Shaft, not like damn right. Not that. Let's see. Basically, Richter gets mind controlled by Shaft. So that could happen if they wanted it. Like, you could set Symphony of the Night up because that would be good, because then you have to have Alucard fight Richter. I would like to see that. Now, will they do that? I don't know, because what is Symphony of the Night? You have to go through a big fucking castle and kill a bunch of people. So, and it only stars one guy. Well, Maria's in it too, and Richter, but Richter's in it for half a second. Maria's in it for 3.5 seconds. And so, again, how much would they have to stretch there? One episode would probably take place in the castle. I don't know. I don't know. I try to think of, thinking about it, it's like I get why I'm not a writer, because I couldn't stretch it that far, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I overanalyze that shit a lot, but I think what I want out of season 3, I think logically within the timeline of the show, would be Symphony of the Night. That's where both logically and selfishly, I think that's where I would like it to go, because, like I said, it makes sense in the story. Maria's in that game, Richter's in that game, Alucard's in that game, but Dracula's in it. You gotta fucking have Dracula, because that's why I keep circling in my head when I'm trying to explain why I don't like this as much. It's because it's not fucking Dracula, and that's what Castlevania is. There's no Castlevania in Castlevania. It's the same fucking problem with Diablo 4. You don't fight Diablo in it. There's no Diablo. It's Castlevania. What is Castlevania? It's the living fucking soul, basically, of Dracula, kind of. It's part of him. There's no Castlevania. There's fucking bunch of French diplomats. I don't know. See, I'm getting pissed off. Fuck it. Now it's a 2.5. But
so,
like I said,
yeah, you think that would be like they would have to give it 2 seasons of Symphony of the Night adaptation if they were going to go all like Netflix
I wouldn't want
series.
I wouldn't want the Symphony of the Night story to be 2 seasons. I don't think. I don't know, because again, goddamn, 16 episodes. Like, some of this shit was pretty fucking thin in this season.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm sure they would be able to have so many storylines with Warlock and his, all these other characters that they kept alive in this season. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I guess we both kind of liked it.
Yeah. And I may watch it again and give it a fair shake. I don't know. It won't be anytime soon, though.
Yeah. Well, I guess we should be happy we have a Castlevania animated series at all.
I am, but I could go back and watch the original series. In fact, I kind of want to, because after watching this one, because that original series is so fucking good. Like the original, it sucks that what's his name got Me Too'd or whatever the fuck. But I don't really care, because the other seasons, I don't think the last season involved him, but it was still good.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss an update. If you want to support the channel and get exclusive content, check out our Patreon in the link below.